أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
My name is Marvin Andrew Temple. After I embraced Islam, I changed my name to Muhammad Billal. I am 22 years old. I am from the beautiful country of Belize City. The town that I live in is Corozal town. And also, I have embraced Islam for 7 years now approximately. And I am now here in Saudi Arabia, Medina, studying Islam. So I would say that Islam, it is submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I would say submission. Submission to the Most High, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is Islam in its own essence. If you look at it, submission to who? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have been created for one purpose, and that is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to worship the one who created us. So the only way we could do this is by submitting to Him. So when you submit, this is Islam. My life before Islam, I was just a normal person. I was living a normal life like how everyone would be living their life, not worrying about the hereafter. I was just partying, going out with my friends. I would stay out late at night, late hours. I wouldn't return to my house until it was probably 5 a.m. in the morning. And this was how I was living my life before Islam. I was going to primary schools, and I used to give a lot of trouble. I gave so much trouble that I got transferred to 3 different primary schools because even the teachers, they didn't like me. I break the church windows. I don't listen to the teachers. The teachers kick me out of the class. They don't like my behavior. They say probably if they transfer me to a next school, they say that I would probably do more better in life. So they transferred me from one school to a next school, and I did the same stuff. I gave the same trouble, and this was my life before Islam. I was just living the normal life that everyone would be living. My Islamic story, I was just living a normal 24/7 job, and I used to work as well, and I just lived a life normal. So one day in my country, they have Muslims there. This brother, he's from Pakistan, and every day I used to see him. He prays a lot. He stands up. He goes on the ground. And these things, they were not normal to me. I didn't know about these stuff. So one day I decided to go and talk to him. This man, he's not a rich man. So I don't know. I thought this guy, he was a terrorist or something. Based on the media, the social media and this stuff. Because I have saw some of the stuff that he was doing, and I saw some of the stuff on the social media and this stuff, and the way how the social media portray these guys like they are terrorists. So I was just curious. I wanted to know because I'm the type of person, I love to know for myself. I want to know, I want to see for myself. So one day was a Thursday. I went to this brother. He was doing the normal stuff again. He was praying, standing up and this stuff. I went to him, and after he finished praying, I spoke to him. I asked him, what are you doing? What is this? What is the name of this that you're doing? He looked at me and smiled, and I sat in his shop, and he started explaining to me Islam. This was a new terminology for me. I thought it was something that deals with magic, black magic, and obi and this stuff. So he explained to me what is Islam, how many times they pray for the day, and he gave me a well-grounded definition of what is Islam. I didn't know that Islam was a religion. I thought only Christianity and the Judaism exists. So Islam was new to me at that point. So I sat in his shop for about 2 hours, and he explained to me the basis of Islam and this stuff. And after we finished speaking, he gave me 3 books. And one of these books, it talks about the Islam verses in Islam and the Quran, and also it talks about the book from the Christians. Because before I came into Islam, I was also reading the Bible as well. I was practicing Christianity, but not much. So I knew about Christianity. So the book that he gave me, it speaks about Islam and verses in Christianity as well from the Bible. And when I read this book, it was so amazing to me. It answered a lot of questions that I had in my life. Because, yes, I was doing a lot of bad stuff, but I was also going to church as well. And during the church ceremonies, I was asking the pastor questions, and they didn't like it. The pastor wasn't able to answer my questions, and the people that were sitting in the church, they didn't like it as well. So this was my life. I was left unknown. So I read this book, and that one day, it was the same Thursday night, I read this book. The following day, I texted him, I sent him a message, and I told him that, hey, I want to accept Islam. I don't know how to pray. I don't know what is Islam. Even though he explained to me, I still don't know what is Islam. But those verses in the book that I was reading, it was so amazing. I felt calm in my heart. And I told him, hey, I want to submit, I want to accept Islam. After I accepted Islam, after that Friday, I went back to my house and I started seeking knowledge of Islam, because as a Muslim, it is an obligation upon us to seek knowledge before the action. So we must know what we are doing. So I went to my house, I started learning the salah, the prayers and these stuff. And during my work, I would pray, and people would look at me like I'm crazy. A lot of people, they thought I was crazy, but I held my faith, because Allah, He never leaves His servants astray. So I started learning the prayers, and although people didn't like me, some of my friends, I also lost some of my friends. They thought that I was getting crazy. But I didn't worry about this. I just stood close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I kept on learning the salah, how to say certain prayers in Arabic. I learned all of these stuff, and I will be doing it at my work and these stuff. When we arrived to Mecca, it was night. We put our stuff in the hotel, our bags, everything, and we were in our ihram, and we went to Mecca. The brother explained to us what we need to do, what are the things we should not do, and all of this stuff, because it was new to me. I've never been to Mecca. So we went and we walked to the Kaaba. I prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I asked Allah to make me, whenever I pray to Allah, that He answer all of my prayers. This was the first prayer that I made when I saw the Kaaba. I asked Allah, oh Allah, whatever dua I make, please answer all of my dua. And subhanallah, like I wanted to walk towards the Kaaba, I wanted to do the tawaf, and I could not have walked around the Kaaba because I was so weak in my legs. So I stood there for a moment and I just gazed at the Kaaba. It was so amazing. It was very beautiful. My plans, inshallah, if Allah makes everything possible for me, I want to study, I want to learn as much knowledge as I can. I want to equip myself with proper Islamic knowledge and also rectify my intention, because this is very important. I'm doing this only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to get fame from no one. This is only for the sake. I want to work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So after gaining knowledge and equipping myself, I want to go back to my country and build a masjid, and I want to build schools and teach the people about Islam. I want to bring them closer to Islam, because in my country, the people, they are lost, and also all around the world. People, they are in need of Islam. So first of all, I want to guide people to my country, teach them about Islam, teach them about the Holy Quran. And also, if Allah make it possible for me, I want to spread Islam worldwide, because Islam, people need to know about it. It is the truth.